Hey, car people. Video number 2. I just made one about this Ford Power Stroke and how I very easily install the V-band clamp for the driver's side up pipe on a Power Stroke diesel. I did a turbo change on this 2011 Power Stroke, and just watch my other video and it'll show you how I do it. And I looked on YouTube and nobody else is using the very simple method that I used to put that band clamp on, that V-band clamp on there, and get her snugged up in a hurry. But today we're going to show you. I have got to stay off the internet, folks. I had 2 auctions, bought 7 cars total. 3 are here, 4 are going to be here next week. Let's go to car number 1 here. And these came out of a tow company. The guy started in the late 50s, and he just passed away over the winter. He was almost 100 years old and would not sell anything until he was gone. And family auctioned off the cars that, if he thought a car was cool, he would just keep it in the back behind the office. This is a 65 Cutlass. Obviously it was wrecked a long time ago. There was a piece of paper in the glove box. There was insurance renewal from 1986, and there's a Naval District sticker from 1984 right there. So the car is probably wrecked when it was about 20 years old. It's a 65 Cutlass 2-door. One time's a cool car. It was a factory 330 high output, 315 horse. They were equivalent to a 300 horse 327. They were fast. I've had one. I had a 65 Cutlass I brought back from Tennessee years ago. It was a bucket seat car. It had a posi rear end. I think it was like a 330 series gear. Bucket seats automatic with a 2-speed power glide, and it would spin both tires for 25 feet. It was hilarious. It was a screaming little bastard. But this one is a factory air car, folks. It's all here. I mean, the air conditioning, fan shroud, all this stainless is perfect except where it's wrecked there. And it's a bucket seat car. But I bought a package, and there was a couple others I wanted. One was a 70.5 SS 350 Camaro Super Sport 350 4-speed car, complete with dual snorkel air cleaner. And I thought, man, it's going to bring a bunch of money. And it was wrecked in the front. And my cousin bought that. He paid $3,800 for it. I think that was cheap. Triple black car with almost no rust. Muddy, dirty looking. A couple windows broken out because of the kids. The interior's a little but a numbers matching SS 350 4-speed car. And for that dual snorkel air cleaner to have lived on that engine for like 35 or 40 years is amazing that someone didn't steal it. He must have had a Doberman with rabies guarding the place. Car number 2 is another wrecked one. And if you Oldsmobile guys recognize the color of that engine, it's a 1968 442. It's a base car, folks. It is an air car. 12 bolt rear sway bar. We checked a 331 or 336 posi. It does have posi. It's a idiot-like car. Bucket seats on the console. My goodness. It's garbage day. Can you imagine being a garbage man on a day like this? It's like 85 here, and humidity is like 89%. Excuse me, 89%. It's miserable here. But I bought this car. I thought, man, it'd be a great parts car. And I got it here. There's a little rust in that fender, which is no good. No rust in the door, no rust in the quarter. The roof is literally perfect. It does have some rust around here. And the back window blew out of it on the way here. But I found a back window. A friend of mine has got a lot of old parts, and he said, I've got one for a 68, 69 Cutlass slam back. Give me $75. I got 3 or 4 of them. Rear windows are usually cheap. There's a little bit of rust in the deck lid. He's got one of those too. He said a couple $100. It's got the correct dual cutout rear bumper. It's a nice solid core. So I got looking at the car, I'm thinking, man, it's got a little bit of rust there. than the lower. Trunk floor solid. This car's been undercoated. I did have it up in the air. The floors are perfect. Considering the side window's been out of it forever and the big glass has been leaking and the carpeting is almost rotted out of it and the floors have surface rust on them and there's not a pinhole in them. And this door has one tiny spot. That fender is rust free. It's a time machine. It's, as you can see, there's not much left of it. You know, I pulled better part of half of the carpeting out, and it's, as far as I can see so far, and I was underneath of it, it's just ridiculous. But it's a bucket seat car, console, you know, 442. It needs, as you can see, it needs complete interior. And I've got a couple lines on a couple hoods. And the funny thing is, one of them is missing that back scoop piece, which I have. So I got that one, and then I got another oddball here. There's a 1970 Olds Tornado. Well, what makes this one special, they had what they called the W34 option. 68, 69, and 70. And it was called like a GT. Well, there's no distinguishing marks except the dual cutouts in the rear bumper, like that. And they had a W30 spec, a true blue 390 horse style W30 HO 455. Cam right off the shelf, special carburation, special distributor, you know, the springs in the distributor, I mean, the whole 9 yards. But in 1970, they decided to put these little bitty stripes around the wheel wells. And I bet that took a lot of work. Some guy said, hey, let's make an emblem that says GT. So this is an Olds Tornado GT. They're rated at staggering 400 horsepower and 510 or 515 pounds of torque. I found a couple of tests where they ran like a 15 flat at 90 miles an hour, and they weigh 4,500 pounds. And General Motors, for some magazine, like a hot rod magazine in 1970, took a dark blue Tornado GT and they recurved the distributor. They bumped the timing. I think they went up like 5 degrees or something like that. It was quite a bit. And they rejetted the carburation, secondary metering rods. They said they ran it with an open element air cleaner. And it was like 65 degrees, so it was kind of cool. And the car ran mid 14-second quarter-mile times at 95 miles an hour, which back then is pretty damn quick considering these things have a god-awful restrictive exhaust manifold setup. I mean, the manifolds go up and the exhaust comes back down and wiggles all over the place, and they've got these great big, you know, Greyhound bus mufflers on them. And so I can imagine that if some gearhead back in 1970 or 71 decided to somehow, there wasn't much you could do with the exhaust as far as headers went, but I imagine, and they have large exhaust coming off, but maybe a set of turbo mufflers and maybe taking the air conditioning belt off of it, and you know, on a nice spring, early May afternoon, you know, knocking off a 1390 or a 14 flat on the street. And in 1970, big block Chevys and GTOs were running 14 flat on the street. So could you imagine having your ass handed to you in your 70, you know, SS 350 Camaro, or you know, something that ran a high 13 or low 14, and this guy gets you at a 30 mile an hour roll and pulls 2 cars on you? I'd probably go home and crack a bottle, I guess, wondering what the hell happened. But kind of an odd car. It's very solid. It's got 70,000 miles on it. This one was in a barn. This is what I was told. They said this particular car was in one of his barns, one of his open style barns. That dent, I keep forgetting to get in the corner and just push it out. It looks to me like someone just leaned against it because there's no damage on the car. There's a little bit of rust behind each wheel well. The doors, the quarter panels, fenders, everything is just inside the trunk. I lifted up the trunk mat, and it's just beautiful, beautiful. So haven't decided what to do with it yet. I've got a couple people actually interested in the car. You never know. It's really cool inside. If you've ever seen one of these, it's green, of course, like everything was in the late 60s, early 70s. It's all here. I mean, the interior's not torn up in it or anything. It's got the telescopic steering wheel, and it has what I've always thought was cool. So I had a few of these cars, folks. It has a we call them the toilet. Used to call them the toilet paper roll speedometer. It was like the old days, the old cars, and the early cars in the teens and the early 20s. Many of those old cars had a rolling speedometer, rolled this way or rolled this way. But it's got a factory AM/FM radio. This here I think is for that. Yep. Push that and away you go. Clock. I mean, the dash is beautiful. Just a neat car. Just, headliner's nice. And there are people out there. There's actually an Oldsmobile Tornado Club. And I actually posted it on there. Hey, what do you guys think? And oh my God, oh my God. Oh, I want that to add to my collection. One guy's got 2 of them and is interested in this one. But I thought I'd give you an update on what Johnny has picked up lately. I need to behave myself. I've got that one for sale. There's a bunch of people want to buy the whole car for parts, which is fine with me. The Trans Am, I started it up and just drove it back here temporarily. We did that on the last one, that Will It Run. The funny thing is, starter is stuck on this, and it turned over about a half a turn. Starter stuck. That one, it just goes click, click, click. It does nothing. And the one in the front, it turns about half an inch at a time, and I stopped. I don't want to tear the cylinders up. Obviously, we were driving when it was wrecked. And there's that Trans Am, if you remember, that came from North Carolina that's so damn ridiculously clean. And I did put it out there that I would potentially sell the car. And of course, I got guys saying, would you take $1,500 for it? And my response was, not exactly. And then we've got the parts car for my 73 SS 454 4-speed Chevelle. We stuck it back here temporarily. I don't know if you've ever been in the backyard. This is what 4.5 acres looks like, with a pond, and you can just let the back grow because that's how nature wanted it. And this used to all be parts here, folks. And I've got a small pile of parts right there. And these racks, I'm throwing all but one away. There's the racks for the part of the racks are inside the barn. There's my old barn there I used to play in when I was a kid, and we're going to restore that next year. There's another Ford tractor that, believe it or not, runs. I parked it back here last fall. It runs as good as the one up front. But the ones I bought in these came out of Missouri. I bought 3 out of Nebraska. One is a 54 New Yorker 331 Hemi, and that's in 54. The early Hemis, 51 through 53, they had the cast-on bell housing. The bell housing was part of the block, and then they're really hard to put in hot rods because they're so cumbersome. The guys want the 54 and newer, and this is 54, so it has, you can bolt a 727 to it or anything you want. And it's a 4-barrel motor. And the car, it's a 4-door, it's a New Yorker 4-door, and it's stupid solid. And I bought the car so cheap that it still makes my head hurt just thinking about it. Or I went and bought it. And then I bought a 54 DeSoto. It's got that cool DeSoto grill that everybody wants. And I got it cheap enough. And then the cool car is well, they're all cool, but the coolest one is a 1950 And I'm not a Chevy guy. Don't you guys get on me, you Pontiac guys. You know, we know about my SS 454 4-speed Chevelle. Even a Pontiac guy, a lot of you would drive that car, especially after I'm done with it. I think I covered it in one of the last videos. It's going to be built to exact LS6 specs. No headers, no hot air cam. No, it's going to be, I already have all the numbers. I've got most of the parts because the one side of my family, they're Chevy freaks. And I called my cousin and he said, Johnny, come on over and let's get you set up. I've got an NOS 71 CE block, which is a service replacement block, 4-bolt main, and a set of 19. They sold an LS6 GM Performance crate motor. They sold them in a short block, long block, turnkey. I've got the correct LS6 spec heads, and they're actually dated in July. No, they're dated in April of 73, and the car was made the end of June of 73. It's a late car. I've got a correct LS6 intake manifold, a correct LS6 carburetor, numbers matching 4-speed distributor, correct big block 4-speed starter from General Motors. You name it. I'm not missing much. I've got several friends who are into Chevys, and currently having a few guys look for a set of early 70s, the good high flow cast iron exhaust manifolds, dual exhaust cast iron, like the big block Chevelles, like the header style manifolds, Corvette. Not just a mid 70s, you know, 73, 74. Hey, come on now. I don't want just a generic 72, 73, 74. They're a little bit more restrictive. The design's a little bit off. So I want a higher flowing exhaust manifold because I'm not going with headers. The car's got 342 gears in it. It's a non-air car. So the car is going to weigh probably 3,800 pounds. I think they're 38 or 3,900 pounds as a big block. I think that was with air. So a 450 to 500 horse big block in that car should be a solid 12-second car. I mean, I'm not talking high 12s. I've built some 450 horse Pontiacs, you know, put them in GTOs that were full-bodied cars that ran, you know, 12 flat. One was a 60 over 400 with closed chamber heads, 670 heads, and as big a cam as I could go at the time because of the restrictions in the heads and the valve, you know, lift and spring coil bind and so on, as far as like 520 lift at the time. That was in the late 80s, and that went into a 68 GTO. It was a drag pack car. It had 433 gears, manual steering and brakes, radio delete car, right, like from the factory. It was a 68 HO car, and yeah, that was a green one. That was a 68 car, and that car ran 1180s, and it was a blast to be in. It was fun. Spun bearings in it twice, and we at the time I kept telling him he needed to get a deeper oil pan. He insisted on a high volume pump. I said, no, you want high pressure on a Pontiac. You don't want volume and empty the pan. Well, the third time we rebuilt it, and I had to put a crank in it, and we had to buy another set of rods, and I had put Super Duty rods in it. So we went to the dealership at the time you could buy them. I bought another set of SD rods and built it my way, and put a 7-quart pan on it, and a floating pickup, which was, you know, relatively new for a Pontiac at the time. Had a hard time finding one. I think I went with Moroso, and they set me up with everything. It was Moroso or Canton, I can't remember, but it stayed together then. He was shifting at like 6,400, you know, over revving it for a Pontiac, but it had Super Duty rods and forged pistons, and it was fast. So that Chevelle should be, if it's a 1220 car, 1230 car, 1240 car, I don't care. You know, that's fun, folks. That's stock Scat Pack. If you've ever driven a stock 392 Scat Pack or ridden in one, they're a blast. They're fast, faster than crap. They're fun. So there's the old Cutlass that we've got a Mondello built 455 for that. It was built in the early 90s by when they were building good engines. When old man Mondello was doing them, and he was personal friends with the guy I got the engine from. He's since passed away. I helped him move. He was getting ready to move to Florida, and he gave me the engine. And it's got roller tip rockers. He took the rocker bridges off it, so head's been studded, so it's got individual rocker arm nuts and hardened push rods, and it's got a Canton pan in it, and it's got an Ohio crank in it, which was expensive, and it's got a set of the Mondello forged rods, forged pistons. It's got the C casting head, and I think I've got the sheet in the house. It's like 10.8 to 1, and it's the build. I mean, everything is on this sheet. I got every nut and bolt and screw of this build, and he said it hasn't been started and dynoed because, you know, he built several engines for him, and he said it was going to be around 475 to 500 horse, which is what he wanted. The guy had a collection of Hurst Oldses and 442s, and it was his backup engine, and he gave it to me. And I felt bad at the time. He insisted. He said, if you say no, you're going to hurt my feelings. You've helped me a lot. I helped him for a couple weeks moving, and he gave me a little W31 Ramrod 350 engine, factory aluminum intake engine. Gave me a couple of 455 Olds GM factory aluminum intakes in the boxes, and gave me that engine, and it's a turnkey. So that's going to go in that Cutlass, hopefully by Dream Cruise, which gives us 2 months, folks. And for me, that's a weekend job. Pull the V6 out of it, and I've got the engine mounts already. Just look the engine over real quick. It's been wrapped up forever. Just look it over, pull the pan, check one bearing, one main, one rod, just see for myself. And I've already got, I bought reproduction 442 manifolds, dual exhaust manifolds, and I'm gonna have the 2.5-inch exhaust bent. A friend of mine does custom, like no bends, it's all welded, it's all TIG welded, stainless dual exhaust, a couple turbo mufflers, 2.5-inch tailpipes, and leave the rest of the car the way it is. It's already got 323 gear in it, so I'll leave it like that for now. So I just wanted to catch up with you guys a little bit here. What do you think? I want you guys to shout at me, say, hey, you know, pull the interior out of that 442 and clean her out, and let's take a look, and hey, put a starter on it, let's hear it run. I think the engine's been apart, people, because it's got paint where you're not supposed to have paint. It's got orange paint here on this hose. A couple of the carburetors, see that hose there is orange. The back 2 carburetor bolts, the heads are orange, and the heads have been off of it. I don't know about the rest of the engine. It's unusually clean, and it has been painted before, and it's been out of the car. See, it's too clean for a 1968 Oldsmobile. It's just too clean. So I think that about does it. Yeah, those other cars are going to be here next week. The 54 New Yorker, the 54 DeSoto, and the 50 Chevy. And probably Monday, the engine's coming out of this car. It's ready to come out. So this coming week, that engine will be going to the machine shop to go 35 over, because that's going to be a 470 stroker. We're going to get that car running so you can enjoy part of the summer. So, and we sold the truck. So that big eyesore is going to be out of here. It was one I bought in a package and didn't necessarily want it, but I bought it what I thought was cheap enough, and I ended up losing a couple $100, but you win them and you lose them. So thanks again from John's Barn, and keep watching. We'll talk to you soon, and like I said, let me know what you think on what I should do with the 442. Should it stay or should it go? Should we at least play with it a little bit, get part of the front end off it, get it running, get it to where it'll move around, to where it'll lot drive, and make it look presentable, power wash it, get some of that moss off it. Can't tell if it's green or blue. It is actually a blue color. It was a pretty car. It was a blue car with a lighter blue vinyl roof, and it was not a striped car. Like I said, a base car. It had pinstripe down the side. There was no 442 stripe, no stripe on the hood. Of course, the majority of those were W30 cars or more highly optioned cars. I was hoping this was going to be a tack and gauge car, but somebody just wanted to drive a car. In fact, I think it was a hubcap car because I put 1 or 2 tires on it and it had 14-inch steelies on it. So it was either a dog dish car or a full hubcap car. But when's the last time you saw a 400 horsepower Tornado GT? That would probably, well, my dad had a 69, and he used to come up the driveway and it would just blow the tires off it. It was hilarious to watch. My buddies would be over and they'd be like, why are the front tires turning? What kind of car is that? You know, because in the 70s, a lot of people didn't know. If you weren't a car guy, you didn't know what the hell that was. So, gonna go in the house. It's really sticky. Gonna wash up real quick. I've got to go rescue another one of Joe's trucks and take the dog in the house before she turns into just a little tiny black ball of wrinkled fur and a tongue. And she's got cold water in the barn, and she'll take 2 sips of it and walk away and then huff and puff like she's burning up. I'll let her in the house and she'll run upstairs and she'll drink water for 5 minutes. Maybe she likes the bowl up there better. So that's it for now. Stay safe. Pray for our military guys. They stay safe. Pray for the people over in the Middle East that are fighting and shouldn't be and should get along. And just how about it? Let's just agree to disagree. You know, just say, hey, I'm going to agree to disagree with you. You live your way, we'll live ours. We're not going to bomb you. You don't bomb us. It's sad. It's depressing. A God-fearing man, it breaks my heart to see people hurt and people fighting over nothing but a belief, or who believes this or who says that, or I think this is right and you're wrong. It hurts me. But just hope for the better and stay good to people and love your dogs, your animals. Remember, animals are an overflow of God's love. And stay safe and take care of one another. Thanks for visiting John's Barn. And we'll see you soon.